They were streaming, laughing, talking, playing games, and then gunshots. In a split second, everything changed. Viewers watched in real time as chaos broke out, and streamers fought to stay alive. Some didn't even realize what was happening. These were not movie scenes. This was real, raw, and terrifying. From drive-bys to break-ins, the internet has captured moments no one should ever see live. This is what happens when streamers get shot at on camera. When you hit go live, the last thing you expect is real gunfire outside your window. But in the world of streaming, where entertainment, randomness, and chaos collide, some creators have faced moments that are far from funny or planned. Take Dr. Disrespect. In the middle of a high-octane Call of Duty Black Ops 4 stream, he suddenly left his chair after hearing something outside. When he returned, his tone had completely changed. No more character, no more jokes. He calmly ended the stream, saying someone had just shot at his house for the second time. A real bullet had shattered his upstairs window. That wasn't part of any game. This was real, and his family was inside. Police were called, and the stream was over. No theatrics, just reality crashing into what was supposed to be another day of content. But Dr. Disrespect isn't alone. This kind of danger has become an unexpected trend in live streaming. Take ActionMan. Known for chaotic energy and questionable decision-making, he often finds himself on the edge. In one instance, while streaming in Skid Row, Los Angeles, a loud explosion, likely gunfire, went off near him while he was just talking to someone. He brushed it off at first, but things escalated quickly. A car nearly ran over him and his cameraman as they tried to leave the area. That alone could have been the end of it, but it wasn't. Days later, while trying to be friendly in a tough Chicago neighborhood, ActionMan handed out cigarettes to locals on the street. At first, it looked like a harmless vibe, until one guy decided to point a gun at him. It was a joke, supposedly. But in that split second, as ActionMan stared down the barrel, it wasn't funny, nothing was, and you could see it on his face. That moment where a joke and a tragedy could split just based on one wrong finger twitch. These are the kinds of situations that reveal something much deeper about live streaming. And that brings us to Chicken Andy, another IRL streamer who, while just walking into shops asking for work, triggered an aggressive response from a jewelry store owner. Andy was kicked out for being disrespectful, but before leaving, things got tense. Words were exchanged, and just as he turned to go, the owner moved towards something behind the counter. Andy ran. Was it a threat? A bluff? Nobody stuck around to find out. That's the reality we're walking into next. The blurred line between content and real-world consequences. Now let's talk about a name that might surprise you, Canel Joseph. Known more for his bold pranks and unpredictable behavior than danger, he was in a real-life nightmare during a collaboration stream. What started as a regular collab with another creator quickly became a break-in attempt. At first, it seemed like fans were trolling, tapping on windows, trying to get on camera. But the knocks got louder, and when the door opened, it wasn't fans anymore. It was two guys demanding that everyone inside hand over their valuables. And just like that, the mood flipped, shouting, chaos. And then, gunfire. One of the intruders blasted off a round just after they left. The camera, still rolling, caught the raw panic of the moment. It was one of those scenes where everything is so unfiltered. You feel like you're there, heart pounding, not knowing what's coming next. Viewers weren't just watching entertainment anymore, they were watching a survival show. A similar dose of reality hit Das G while streaming from a vacation house in Miami. The plan? Chill with friends, maybe make some music. The outcome? Total panic as shots were fired outside the home. The sound of gunfire ripped through the stream, and the whole crew hit the floor. The camera kept rolling as everyone scrambled, calling for help. Later reports confirmed that 5 shots were fired, and a woman nearby was actually hit in the foot. This wasn't part of the content plan. It was just what happens when the real world doesn't care if you're alive or not. Even gaming streamers, who aren't outside or provoking people on the street, aren't safe. One female streamer was calmly playing Valorant, chatting with a friend, when a bullet tore through her bedroom window. She froze. Her screen still up showed her confusion as she tried to process what had just happened. Her chat wanted to calm her down, but that's the thing. There's no chat message that can prepare you for a stray bullet entering your room.
And what makes all of this more intense is that most of these creators didn't look for this. The danger found them. And while some may argue that IRL streamers take risks by being out in unpredictable places, it's hard to ignore one fact. The line between live content and life-threatening danger is getting thinner daily. But the stories don't stop here, because there are cases where even a prank goes wildly off script and someone pulls a real trigger. Let's get into the world of pranks, where the entire point is to blur the line between reality and chaos. That's where we find creators like Tanner Cook, known for going too far just to get a reaction. He approached a man in public with what he thought was another edgy joke, filming up close, provoking just enough to stir the pot. What he didn't expect was for the man to pull out a gun and actually shoot him, right there, in broad daylight. The prank ended with Tanner in the hospital and the shooter in court. What's shocking? The shooter was found not guilty. The court ruled it was self-defense. Just imagine that. You think you're filming content, and the next second, it's a courtroom deciding whether your video cost you your life. But even when streamers aren't being confrontational, danger can still show up. A streamer exploring Los Angeles stumbled across what looked like a synagogue. Harmless enough, right? But while filming the building from a public space, a security guard came out and told them to leave. The situation got tense quickly. The streamer didn't back off, and the guard fired a warning shot, hitting the streamer in the leg. Just like that, a walk and talk IRL stream turned into an ambulance ride. Real bullets, real blood, and thousands are watching it unfold live. Then there's Aiden Ross, who walked right into danger dressed up as content. He and some other creators were testing the bulletproof strength of a Tesla Cybertruck. They had a bunch of guns and wanted to see if the car could really handle the heat. It was supposed to be a controlled test, but things got way too real. A shot was fired so close to Aiden's foot that he visibly panicked. One step to the left and he might have needed a prosthetic, not just a new pair of sneakers. But this wasn't the only moment where Aiden found himself uncomfortably close to violence. The aftermath of that event made people question, how far are creators willing to go to blur entertainment with danger? What happens when the need to go viral outweighs basic safety? Even pranks with friends can turn ugly. Just ask Jack Doherty. He went to the Island Boys' house to confront them over an unpaid debt. Tensions were high, voices were raised. One of the Island Boys, clearly fed up, left the room and returned with a gun. And yes, this all happened on stream, no edits, no effects, just a camera, a confrontation, and a guy returning with a weapon. Jack ran, fast, and viewers were left stunned. That wasn't content anymore. That was a real-life threat playing out in front of them, and they were just lucky it didn't end worse. This kind of unpredictability is the price of live streaming, because when you're always on, you're never really safe. And the craziest part? Some streamers kept the camera rolling even while bullets were flying.